Okay, so now in this video we are going to understand the concept of ease in, ease out and F curve. So first of all, I'm going to create one cube over here like this, and then what we will do, let's initially move this cube over here. Let's make it minus 500 maybe, and we will create one keyframe, and I'll go to around 60 seconds and I'll make this plus 500 and I'll create another keyframe. Okay, so this is how you can create basic animations. But whenever you create this kind of animation, as you guys know that we have one line over here, and if you see properly you will get some points over here, and if you see properly the distribution of that point are a little bit different in each and every section. For example, in middle portion, if you see over here, the distribution of these small points are equal. I mean, the distance between 2 points is equal over here. But if you see somewhere around over here, the distribution is quite different, like points are really close to each other. So basically they want to say us that if the distribution is even, then speed will become a normal, and if the distribution is of these points are very close to each other, which means speed is going to be slow. That's why if you see this animation properly, initially it will start slowly, then in middle one the speed would be normal, then when last position animation will become slower. So if you see this animation, this is quite smooth animation. So let's do one thing, I'll make it 60 only. So if you see this properly, as you guys know that animation is starting really smoothly, and ending is also very smooth and subtle. Okay, so this is one thing. Now let's create one thing. We will duplicate this. So for that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create one null object. I'll select this cube and I'll move inside this null. Let's select this null, and by holding control I'll create a duplicate. Then I'll select this null and I'll move this over here. So now if you see, we will get these two animations. And now with the help of this second null and this cube, we are going to learn about the concept of ease in, ease out through graph. So let's select this cube, and if you see this, we have keyframe on X position. And to reveal the show F curve, what we need to do, simply right click, go to the animation, and over here you will get this option known as show F curve. So when you click on it, you will get something like this is our timeline, and this is the curve of that animation. Okay, so if you see now, curve is like that, because by default in Cinema 4D your animation will be a little bit smoother. Okay, so if you see this, because this curve is like this, then the value is increasing and then it becomes like this. Because of that, your animation, it's not gonna be at a similar speed. Initially it will slow, then when in middle, as you guys can see, the line is properly straight, so that's why the speed is going to be similar. And at the end, because it's going to be a curvature, your speed is going to be smoother. But suppose I don't want this, I want one speed for all of this time. So for that, what we can do, I can simply select this X position, or you can simply select this much area, like you can select this curve and this curve also by holding shift. If you want to select this curve, there are two ways, simply deselect it and you can simply click on this position, so you can see the curve. And if you want to select it, you can select like this by holding shift, select this, or you can simply hit Ctrl A to select all of the curvatures and timeline. And now I want this, right now this is smoother, I want one linear speed. So over here you will get this option known as linear. All you need to do, simply click on it, and if I close this now and if I see the difference, you will see a little bit difference in these two animations. If I see this over here, and if I see the F curve, I'll get this kind of graph over here. And if I see this one, select this, go to the position, right click, animation, show F curve. If you see the graph of this one, you will get the straight line. So that is the difference between these two. Okay, now what we will do, we need to also adjust, we need to know how to manipulate that graph. So let's do one thing, select this null one, and by holding control I'll create a duplicate again, and I'll move this over here. So now I have 3 copies, and I'll select this over here and right click, animation, show F curve over here. Okay, now it's straight, but I don't want that kind of. I want to regain my smoothness, so I'll select this. I'll hit Control A to select all of this, or I can simply select this and this. Then over here, as you guys can see, I'll get ease, so I can simply click on it, so I'll get something like this. Now if you see properly, along with these points you will get this handles also. So these handles are useful to manipulate the speed. Okay, so now suppose if I select this handle and I'll adjust it like this. So basically it's trying to say, because this curve is increasing rapidly from here, which means at the start the speed is going to be the fast, and at the end the speed is going to be a normal. So if I minimize it and if I hit play, as you guys can see, the initial speed is fast. Even if you see the distribution of points are not very normal, but at this point the distribution is very close to each other. So basically they are indicating initially your object will be fast, and as it goes further it will become a slow. So if I see this animation over here, initially fast, then it ends slowly. Okay, so you can see the difference between these two animations. This is with ease, this is with linear, and this is with manipulated graph. Okay, so this is how you can adjust the speed. And if you want, simply hit Control A again and let's ease in, ease out. And now what I can do, suppose I want the initially should be slow, and at the end it should be fast. So let's do one thing, let's select this and let's keep it as it is like this. Initially it should be fast, then it goes slow. Then I'll select this, and by holding Control I'll create a duplicate it, and I'll move this over here. And now I'll select this, right click, animation, and show F curve of this, and I'll select this, hit Control A and ease in ease like this. And now for this one, our animation is that initially it should be slow, and as the animation is going to end it will be a faster. But for this one, what we will do over here is we will change that. So simply select this animation, show F curve. Okay, and now for this specific animation, what I want, initially it should be slow, and at the end it should be fast. So I'll select this, and I'll move this handle over here like this. Okay, so now our animation will look like initially it's slow, and as the ends it will become a fast. So this is how you can animate this F curve like this. Also, there is one option I forgot to mention. Suppose if I select this graph, and now if you want to do zoom in zoom out thing over here, so you will get this option over here. If you click on this, and if you move this mouse pointer downwards, you can adjust this one like this, and if you move your mouse upwards, you can increase and decrease the size of it. And now suppose if you want to increase and decrease the size of this entire graph section in horizontal way, so all you need to do is simply click on it. If you move this to left, you can stretch it like this. If you move this towards the right and left, it will act accordingly. So with the help of that, you can adjust your graph like this. And suppose if you want to move this forward like this, then you will get this option over here. With the help of that, you can move it wherever you want. So yep, this is the useful options when you want, when you create more and more what we call keyframes, and you want to adjust the position of your entire graph section. So yeah, that's the use of these two options.